I said, when I was 23 years old, I bought my first house making minimum wage. I think, well, maybe it was a little bit more than that. It was like 14 bucks an hour. It was not a lot of money. And I barely qualified. I qualified for barely anything. But I found a really cool program that was perfect for me because I was young. I was young in my career and I knew I was going to be making more money. And so I taught, and this strategy and this loan is still available today. And you've probably even heard of it. It's called the 3-2-1 Buydown or a 2-1 Buydown. There's a few different ones. So let me just kind of explain what those are first. So a 3-2-1 Buydown is a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. It's still a 30-year rate, but for the first year, the rate is 3% lower than your note rate, which means we qualify you on the actual note rate. So let's just say, I'm not supposed to like mention rates because I have to put like a disclaimer in here, but let's just say for example purposes, I'm not saying this is what the rate is, that the rate is like 6% today, right? So 3% lower of 6 is 3, which means for the first year that you're in the house, you're paying 3%. Now, what this does is this creates massive savings because everyone that feels like they missed the boat if they didn't buy a house in 2020 or 2021 when rates were in the 2s and 3s, you can still get that rate. It's not going to be fixed for 30 years like it was during that time frame, but for the first year it will be. So if you're young, you can still take advantage of that first year extremely low rate. And the best part about this loan is we know exactly what the rate and the payment will be year 3, and that's what we qualify you on. So it's not one of those like adjustable rate situations where it's going to go up and all of a sudden you can't afford the monthly payment. No, we qualify you on the highest possible payment that is going to be on, and then you just get the savings for it in the first year. Year 2, the rate is 2% lower than the note rate. Year 3, it's 1% lower. So you get to experience 3 years of a rate discount. Really, really cool stuff. And this market right now is honestly the best one for it because it's more of, at least in Arizona, it's a buyer's market. Homes are sitting longer and there's less homes available, which means we can ask for something called seller concessions or seller paid closing costs. So instead of doing that, with an FHA loan, you can get up to 6% seller concessions. Do you know what 6% of 400,000 is? It's 24 grand. So instead of asking for a $24,000 price reduction, which is going to save you maybe 150 bucks on that monthly payment, ask for a $24,000 seller credit and then use that to fund the 3-2-1 buy down. That will buy your interest rate down by 3% for the first year, 2% for the second year, 1% for the third year.